guys, it's Peachy Confetti and I'm going to do another quick food vlog for you. This one is mince and onions with dumplings. So for this you will need tomato paste, granulated garlic, beef stock. I suggest unsalted because they're really high in salt and it's bad for you. 2 onions, or 3. 3 is better, but we don't have 3 right now. Some salt, some pepper, some sweet peas, frozen peas. You can use canned if you prefer. I prefer these ones. And some sliced carrots. Again, you can use canned, you can use frozen, you can use whatever you want. It all tastes the same. It's a slow cooker. And of course, the main part of this is mince. So we're using the rest of the ground beef chuck that we had the other day. Just browning this off before we put it into the slow cooker. So once the beef is browned, just pop it into your slow cooker, juices and all. So I've chopped the onions up and I'm just going to pop them into it as well. Now we're going to pop the canned carrots in. I've just drained them off. Again, you can use fresh. We just like to be cheap and speedy. And then we're going to put the tomato puree in. So next what you're going to want to do is get half a tablespoon of granulated garlic. Just pop that on. Half a tablespoon of salt. And then last but not least, half a tablespoon of black pepper. Grab yourself a cup of frozen peas. Pop the lid on, and we're going to put it on low for 8 hours. 8 hours is probably a good full time, but if you're in a rush you can do it for about 6 or 7, or you can pop it on high if you are really in a rush. We're going to do the dumplings in a little bit because they only need to go in for the last hour and a half. So that's that for now. So now what we're going to do is make the dumplings for the mince and onions and dumplings. You can just buy the flaky biscuits. We sometimes do that if you don't want to make dumplings, but today we're going to make our own. So you're going to need some margarine, you're going to need some baking powder, some salt, parsley, milk, milky poo, some flour, and some sweetener or sugar, whatever you fancy. So first thing we're going to do is add a cup of flour, and then we're going to add a half a cup of milk. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of the baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar,
tablespoon or teaspoon?
Did I say that for the baking powder?
You said tablespoon for the baking powder as well, but you had the teaspoon for that.
Damn it. And 1 tablespoon of margarine. For some reason I can't get tablespoons and teaspoons the correct way around. Then we're going to add a little bit of salt. You can put about half a teaspoon, but I'm actually going to put less than a 1/4 in. And then last but not least, we will add a tablespoon of parsley. There we go. And we're going to mix that.
You really need it for this recipe.
So what I'm going to do now is just roll them up into kind of little dumpling kind of shapes, so we can put them on top nicely. not too thick so they have enough time to rise and cook. Just try and get them the same kind of thickness, just so they all cook in time. We're just gonna give this a little stir, and there's gonna be a lot of kind of the fats from the beef on top, but that's okay because that's gonna help us cook our dumplings through, and they're gonna absorb all of that. So we're gonna take our nicely done dumplings here. And what we're gonna do is just pop them on top. Be careful not to actually touch the mince and onions because it's exceedingly hot. I'm gonna pop these little babies in. And that's all done. And then what we're gonna do is just pop the lid on. Oh, there we go. And we're just gonna pop it to high for an hour, and then we're gonna do it on low for half an hour. And that just makes sure that they get steamed enough and they're cooked enough all the way through. And these bad boys should be all done. And there we have it. Mince and onions with parsley dumplings.
Action.